Today, we are going to be ranking IGN's top 100 comic book villains. Let's go.
Alright, we've been doing pretty good this September for uploads, and I want to keep things unique and fresh and keep the ball rolling. So today, we're going to be reviewing IGN's top 100 comic book villains, and I'm going to rank them myself. Not out of 100, but we're just going S to F tier. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Trying to keep things a little bit different, and I like comic books a lot, and I like villains a lot. Alright, we're gonna start the list with MODOK, and Ant-Man Quantumania aside, MODOK is not actually that great. That movie surely didn't do him justice, but this is not about movie perception, although that does add to it. I am not a big fan of MODOK, but I don't think he's the worst. It's always fun when MODOK shows up, but you're not going to be paying attention to him too much. I think D tier is fair. There are much worse villains, in my opinion, but MODOK is fun when he shows up, but he's never, ever driving the story or plotline of anything. Yeah, MODOK gets a D. Fin Fang Foom. It was really cool when he showed up in the Guardians of the Galaxy game. That was pretty cool. I very much enjoyed that. Other than that, I don't really know much about him. Mystic Lands and stuff, but I'm gonna put him on the same as MODOK. I feel like everybody appreciates Fin Fang Foom, but he doesn't really appear or do much. I think there was a Venomized version of him in the King in Black story. I could be forgetting that. Yeah, I think a D tier. Yeah, sure. The Violator from Spawn. I'm not a big fan of the Spawn comics. I appreciate the Spawn character and the Spawn mythos, but I think that McFarlane is a better artist than he is a writer. Sorry, McFarlane. We're gonna go E. I'm not a big fan of him. He's just gross, and I know he's meant to be that way, but his name is the Violator for a reason. That's all I'm gonna say. Annihilus. Annihilus? I gotta put an A tier. I love and appreciate a villain that is just evil and wants to destroy things. Because, like, everyone's like, oh yeah, the villains and their motivations, and you can kind of see that they're good. You can have those, and those kind of villains are great. But you need a villain that you just hate, and you love to hate. And this guy's a bug and controls an endless army of the same creature, so this kind of character would be perfect for the MCU. Pay attention, guys. I just love Annihilus. His character design's amazing, and I just like evil characters. Now, you gotta do this to me, Galactus. Absolutely evil. Although he isn't necessarily absolutely evil himself, he goes in the S tier category. Galactus is the best. Like, Galactus is just the best. Like, he's hungry just all the time. You can't blame a man for wanting a snack. And when your whole personality is just wanting snacks all the time and still getting S tier on everybody's lists, that's gotta say something. Galactus, he's just a hungry boy. Alright, Darkseid. Now, I would say S tier, but I'm going to say A tier. I think I love him just as much as Annihilus. Darkseid is absolutely amazing. One of the most powerful characters in the DC universe, and definitely in the top 3, maybe 5 most popular DC, or even comic book villains of all time. We're going to review this list, and that might be a very close shave, but Darkseid is just crazy. DC does not really have that many wow recognizable villains as Marvel does. The Omega Beams just make him cooler. It's such a cool premise. Yeah, easy A tier. Wish I could put him higher, but I don't think he's higher on my list. Alright, is this Ra's al Ghul? Now, Ra's al Ghul has spawned so many storylines in the Batman mythos I absolutely love, but Ra's al Ghul as a character, I'm not a big fan of when he shows up. But everything to do with the Lazarus Pit and Red Hood and Damian Wayne, just everything that Ra's al Ghul has brought, I absolutely love. So I'm going to give him a B tier for what he's done, but I do not like him as a character that much. Alright, Loki. Loki, before the TV show, I would say that he's a lot lower, because in the comic books, he's not really my favorite character. He doesn't really contribute that much to the stories that I've read. He's really, really good in the Nick Klein, Donny Cates run. He's just fun. He's really good in that. But I think the MCU has really brought a lot of life to this character. And I think most of my enjoyment of Loki comes from the MCU, and specifically the TV show, which is actually coming out with the season 2 in like a week or something. Something like that. Loki he's just fun. I'm going to put him in C. Alright, the Dark Phoenix. A lot of attempts on this story. I have not read the original story. I would love to read it, but it's quite convoluted with how to read it. It's like a bunch of issues leading up over time to create this big story arc. So it's a little daunting to read Dark Phoenix. But the character's cool, and I am biased. I like redheads, and for that reason alone, above Loki. Oh, now the Kingpin is awesome. Part of the Daredevil universe, part of the Spider-Man universe. I love the Mets, baby, love the Mets. And I would say he has to go into... is he better than Loki? Do I like Kingpin more than Loki? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. If you guys haven't seen the Netflix Daredevil TV series, Kingpin is done absolutely flawlessly in that. And if you want to read a cool comic book, I recommend Devil's Reign, where Kingpin becomes president and outlaws superheroes and stuff. Kingpin is just a menace to every single superhero, and it doesn't matter who you are, he finds his way around and still fucks with you, which I love. That's so cool. I'm not super big on Catwoman. It's just kind of like she's just always there. But I don't dislike Catwoman. I'm going to put in D tier. I don't have a lot to say. I'm not ever too interested when she shows up in the comic books. Two-Face is great. I love Two-Face. I'm going to put Two-Face in B tier just off of aesthetic. Two-Face has one of the best aesthetics in comic books. Two-Face is great. He's so simple, very similar to like the Ventriloquist or like the Green Goblin, where he kind of like is two people, but isn't in some iterations, and there's just a lot of different ways that Two-Face has been explored, and I think it's cool. Two-Face is solid B tier. Oh, now you can't do this to me. The Green Goblin. There is... I think Green Goblin might be my favorite comic book character of all time. Ooh, Doctor Doom, maybe. Okay. He's definitely bigger than Galactus. Green Goblin is one of the best characters, just in comic books. Now, I know you've got, like, the most popular comic books character villains in media and stuff. You got Green Goblin, you got the Joker, you got Magneto, you got Doctor Doom, you got Thanos. he fully deserves to get all the praise he earns. The Joker might be overused, and I think the Joker is a little bit lower on my list just because, yeah, it's the Joker. We've seen him, and he's cool. I fully understand why he's S tier, but I don't think anybody disagrees that Green Goblin is just one of the best characters in villain fiction. I like Red Skull. I'm gonna put him on the same tier as Loki, just because, well, if I put a Nazi too high on my list, then it looks sus. But if I put him too low, then I'm disrespecting the history of the character. So we're just gonna go with the safe bet on C. I like the design. He's very simple. He's just a red skull, and he's very evil. I appreciate when people are just evil for the sake of being evil, and Green Goblin kind of shares that role a little bit. But yeah, C tier, very solid villain, kind of right in the middle. Sinestro, this is very much a Ra's al Ghul kind of side by side. I really don't like the look of Sinestro. But everything to do with Sinestro is amazing. The Yellow Lanterns, I just love Green Lantern stories. And Sinestro Corp War, oh my goodness, that storyline is chef's kiss. That's the start of the early 2000s Jeff Johns Green Lantern run. Holy, I haven't finished it, but man, that's a good story. Sinestro just is one of the perfect villains to his heroic counterpart. Just absolutely amazing. Spawns so many amazing storylines. Sinestro gets B. Now, Black Adam. Need I say more? Brainiac, again, has a lot of very, very good storylines, but I don't really know a whole lot about him. I know he was in Injustice. Injustice was fun. I know he's going to be in that new Suicide Squad game that I'm very much looking forward to, that nobody else is looking forward to. I'm going to put him right in the middle. I think Mystique has been portrayed pretty well every time. I haven't really read a whole lot of X-Men, so a lot of my X-Men villain knowledge, other than Magneto, is probably going to be movie-inspired. Like, comic books, I don't really know much lore. But going off of the movies, Mystique is a really, really strong character, especially with Jennifer Lawrence. I think she has some really, really good scenes. There are some other not really good scenes, but I think it's the perfect look. She plays the role pretty decently. It's the Juggernaut, bitch. It's the Juggernaut. Juggernaut is great. I love that line in Deadpool 2.
I'm gonna rip you in half now.
That is such a Juggernaut thing to say.
Juggernaut's great. I'm gonna say B tier as well. Do we go A? Nah. Yeah? Nah. Bullseye. I haven't read a lot of Daredevil comics, but I like Bullseye. Bullseye's fun. Bullseye is a psychopath. He was not bad in the Daredevil show either. I'm gonna put him right in the middle. I respect Bullseye, but like, he's not down here with these guys. Do I know who this is? No, I don't think I know who that is. I might come back to him. Venom. Oh. Everything. Very similar to Sinestro and Ra's al Ghul. Everything to do with Venom is just fun. I know there's a lot of disenjoyers of the Venom character. I'm a comic book collector, and a lot of comic book collectors are older people. And Venom is not their favorite. Very, very vocal about that. Venom is not a lot of people's favorite, but Venom is also one of the best selling comic books in the comic book world too. So I'm gonna put him A tier, not because of all that, but just Venom's just great. Venom's just really, really good. Everything to do with him, I like his design. I like the movies. And read King in Black. King in Black is very good. And I don't think Null is on this list, just because I think this is an older list. But Null's a very good villain. Null would probably be an A tier as well. This is where my bias shows up. I think Ultron's an S tier villain for me. I love Age of Ultron, the comic book. I actually love the movie too. I think it's not that bad. I think it ties with the first Avengers for me. There's that scene where Ultron is like born at the beginning of that movie where everyone's just hanging out at Tony's house, and then he's just like, there's no strings on me and that bullshit. I eat that shit up. That shit, oh, I understand why people don't really like that movie, but Ultron's great. If you've seen What If, also another really, really fun thing with Ultron and that. And the comic, Age of Ultron, is amazing. I love it. Apocalypse. Classic villain. I respect it, but again, I haven't read a whole lot of X-Men, and he was not good in the movie. I really... Sorry, Oscar Isaac. I love Oscar Isaac, but I do not like this. Yeah, he's gonna go down here. He's not MODOK bad. Nah, he gets to go in the middle. Solid villain. Bizarro, no, Bizarro. I'm gonna go B for Bizarro. In the comic books, I don't like Captain Cold. In the Flash TV show, I would make him S tier. In that show, he is so comically goofy, and the actor that plays him in the Flash TV show plays him in a way that I crack up every single time he's on screen in the best of ways. It's so hilarious, but I can't rank him purely on the Flash TV show. We're gonna go C. We're putting him in D tier because if I hadn't seen the Flash TV show, he would be an E tier. There's actually nobody that I really dislike. Alright, Dr. Octopus. Now, I'm in the minority. Dr. Octopus is definitely one of my least favorite villains. But Spider-Man 2 is probably one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. At a crossroads. I don't think it's Dr. Octopus that makes that movie better. I think it's Alfred Molina that makes that movie better. He could be playing anybody. I gotta put him in D tier. I really am not a fan of Doc Ock. Alright, Mr. Sinister. Oh! Mr. Sinister is great. He's a fucked up guy. And all the stories around Mr. Sinister is awesome. His design is awesome. He has been a part of some really, really good stories. And classic 90s X-Men villain. I'm gonna put him in B tier. Looks like Ra's al Ghul again. But is this Ra's al Ghul? This is 100% Ra's al Ghul up here. Who is this? We'll figure that out. I don't know. The Reverse Flash. It was me, Barry.
It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed so it'd seem like you nutted at just a woman's touch.
Reverse Flash is definitely top 5 villains of all time. It would probably go in this order so far. Love Reverse Flash. Deathstroke. I'm gonna put him in E tier. Deathstroke is just so meh. And I haven't read a whole lot of comic books that have good Deathstroke story in it. And maybe I just missed out on it. And there's a lot of amazing Deathstroke stories. But I am not a fan. But I could be won over. But for now, he gets E tier. I'm not a big Bane fan either. But when Bane shows up, you know you're in for a fun time. I'm going to put him on the same tier as, like, Catwoman and stuff. He's not bad, but he's not my favorite. I'm gonna put Gorilla Grodd just a little bit higher than these guys, just cause. Come on, man, he's Monkey. He's monkey. You gotta love a monkey. I mean, I love Flash villains, but Hunter Zolomon kind of just... I liked him in like one story, and he was not done super well in the Flash TV show. We're gonna put him in D tier. The Sentinels. It's kind of a weird one when it comes to villains. Now, I don't read a lot of X-Men. But the Sentinels, I do appreciate. And I used to own the first appearance of the Sentinels. Should have kept that comic book, but I needed money, and that's fair. We like the Sentinels. Sentinels are cool. Amazing design. We're gonna say C tier. Yeah. Our second character that is not Marvel or DC. I absolutely love Shredder. And it's not just because he's the only recognizable Ninja Turtles villain, but Shredder's just cool. Shredder looks cool, and there's not too much depth there, but I don't know. I'm giving him A tier. Alright, Baron Zemo. Oof. Okay, the MCU kind of did Baron Zemo dirty, but I really liked him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I think his involvement in Civil War was okay, but definitely done dirty. He is so much better in the books. Leader of the Thunderbolts at one point, and the Thunderbolts are awesome. And the fact that we're getting a movie about Thunderbolts, you couldn't pay me to believe you that we'd get a Thunderbolts movie. Just saying that. Baron Zemo's awesome. I'm gonna put him in B tier. I like Mongol. He's not too crazy. I'm gonna put him C tier. I like Mongol. No, I lied. He's going D tier. The only reference I have of Deadshot is the Suicide Squad movie, and he was fun in that. Was Deadshot good in that? Nah, we're gonna go E tier. Sorry, Deadshot. Sabretooth. Oh, okay. This might be my first F tier, because somebody's got to go in F tier. I don't like him in any of the movies. I do not like him in the comic books. He is not the worst villain ever created, but I don't think I dislike anyone as much as Sabretooth on this list at the moment. Harley Quinn. I like Harley Quinn more than I like the Joker. And the Joker is not an S tier villain for me personally. The Joker is great. But I think Harley Quinn is A tier. I love Harley Quinn. But she's not the best. I'm gonna lump Doomsday in with D tier. Nah, I can't give him that much praise. Doomsday is just The only reason Doomsday exists was to just mess everything up in the comic book sphere. Yeah, he killed Superman. Good on ya. Whoop-de-doo. No, the writers killed Superman. I don't think Doomsday is really good. I think he's pretty forgettable. But he's not F tier. Thanos is great. I like Thanos. Do I like him on the same level as all these guys up here? Yes. Yes, I do. Now, I think that a couple years ago, I would not agree with that. I think I would rate Thanos a little bit lower. And this is all after Endgame and stuff. But, in the MCU, he's not my favorite villain. He's very, very good. But I think I like Thanos more in the comic books. Whether or not that be the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, or the Cosmic Ghost Rider, or just whenever he shows up, Thanos in the comics is so much better than the movies. Now, the movies are good, but the comic books, he is such an evil person trying to balance the universe. Nah, he wants to kill everyone. That is fun. Killing is fun. A tier for Mephisto. Mephisto's great. Very much ties in to Doctor Doom. Very much ties into Silver Surfer. Very much ties into Ghost Rider. 3 of my favorite characters ever. Yeah, Mephisto is just great. We like Mephisto. I like Mephisto. His design is amazing. And yeah, you know you're in for a good time when you see Mephisto. The Anti-Monitor. Haven't read this story, really should get on that. I can't say enough about the Anti-Monitor. I think off of pure aesthetic and the things that I know from the Anti-Monitor, he'd probably get like a D or a C tier, but don't know enough to know. But at least I do know who he is. Now, I'm one of the very few people that actually saw the Gotham TV show, and the Penguin is the best character in that show. By far. We're gonna give him C tier. Batman's got some good villains. Alrighty, is this Metallo? I'm not too familiar with Superman villains, but if this is Metallo, Metallo has the potential to be one of Superman's deadliest villains. Probably gets a D tier. He's fun. I haven't read Kraven's Last Hunt, but I've heard phenomenal things, and I basically know the story, I just haven't personally read it. At this point in time, the Kraven movie's not out, but I don't think that's going to help my enjoyment for the character. But Kraven's going to be in the new Spider-Man 2 game, which he also looks very good in. But Kraven is probably one of my least favorite Spider-Man villains so far. But I do like his lore. We're going to put him in C tier. I'm not a big fan of Abomination. I would say Abomination is like the Doomsday for the Hulk. This guy, who's that guy? I don't know. There's so many like normal looking people in this list. And then the Anti-Monitor. Oh, Dormammu. Off of aesthetic alone, gets a B tier. There's a time where Galactus ate him. They turned into like a Galactus Dormammu creature. Very cool. Very cool. We love Magneto. I like Magneto more than those guys. Magneto's one of the most powerful characters in Marvel. Just unlimited potential. We've never really seen the full potential of Magneto's ability. And aesthetics? Holy shit. The purple and red works. It works. And magnet powers? Him in the movies is amazing. Even the white costume? Oh, I'm a big fan of the white costume. And the fact that he's like sometimes a good guy, sometimes a bad guy, I love it. He's so good. He's so good. Alright, the Joker, baby. The Joker's good. Is he the best? I don't think so. But I don't think he deserves a B tier. The Joker's great. Gotta have mad respect for one of the OGs. I don't like the story of Hobgoblin as much, but I'm a huge fan of the Green Goblin for everything the Green Goblin is. And Norman Osborn, his part of the character definitely makes it that S tier, but Hobgoblin is mainly off of aesthetic. We're gonna go C tier, but the enjoyment I get from Hobgoblin is probably more like A tier. Nah, we're gonna go B. We're gonna go B for that reason, but I personally like Hobgoblin more, but I don't have a reason to like him more, other than just looks. Scarecrow. Oh, now we're into some good Batman villains. Would I put him A tier? I think Riddler's an S tier villain. Let's not gloss over the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow's amazing as well. One of my favorite villains for sure. But the Riddler just makes stories better. And if you've seen the Batman movie, he's really good in that. But I'm getting distracted. Scarecrow's great. I love the whole fear thing. I think it's very, very simple and effective and not super complex. But I like his backstory too. Scarecrow gets an A. Amanda Waller. I really don't like her in the movies. But that's not really fair, because the movies and the shows she's in haven't really been good. Peacemaker's alright. Suicide Squad was alright. The new one. But I'm not a big fan of Amanda Waller. I don't like the fact that she just bullies people because she can. You might, but I don't. Gets a D. I like the Lizard stories. I think I like him just as much as I do Doc Ock. I think they're about the same for me. Lizard's fun. He's a big lizard. I don't like the leader. And that's not just because I play Marvel Snap, I just genuinely don't like the leader. I think he gets F tier. Poison Ivy. She doesn't really do a whole lot, but I mean, damn. And for that alone, B for, Kang the Conqueror. Now, as of recently, we have gotten some Kang the Conqueror stories in comic books that are just bangers. Before that, I would rate Kang a lot lower, but I think Jonathan Majors has done a good job so far with making him an intimidating villain and not just a joke. But Kang the Conqueror in recent comic book stories has made the character just so much better. So much better. Do I give him an A tier? No, I can't give him an A tier. Mr. Freeze. He freezes people. I like Mr. Freeze. On a good day, I'd give him an S, but I think we're gonna stick with an A. Is this Lucifer? I don't know a lot about Lucifer. We're gonna put them at I don't know. Cheetah sucks. Maybe I haven't read a whole lot of Wonder Woman comics, but I have not liked Cheetah in any form. Yeah. That's all I gotta say. Motherfucking Doom. Contender for top place. Like, the amount of enjoyment I get when Green Goblin shows up, I think is higher than Doctor Doom, but Doctor Doom is a better character. Doctor Doom might be the best character. The smile I get on my face when Green Goblin is laughing or throwing pumpkin bombs, I got an ape brain. But that's all you need. The Green Goblin's just amazing. So I think we're going to keep this list for now. Thunderbolt Ross. Now we're going to lump Red Hulk in with this. And I think it's better than Abomination as a villain. Thunderbolt Ross is good. I'd say C tier. Very, very solid. A lot more character motivations. And Red Hulk is good. I really like Red Hulk. And I like when he's a part of the Thunderbolts. I haven't read a lot of Superman. But I like Lex Luthor, and he's really, really good in shows and media. Lex Luthor's good. We're gonna go A tier. I'm not a big fan of Sandman. Actually, Clayface is so similar to Sandman. We're gonna go... I'm not a fan of Sandman. We're gonna go E tier. I don't have a lot of positives about Sandman. Honestly, I have more positives about Clayface, because I like his character. I like that he's got, like, a quirk. And how he's like an actor and stuff. Like, I'm talking about Basil Clayface. I'm not too familiar with the OG. Or the newer ones. But Clayface just looks cooler. Clayface is I think a better character. I think his original story about putting all the putty on his face is cool. I gotta go C. Mxyzptlk. This guy is annoying, but you love to hate him. And I've been watching the Superman anime recently, and I really enjoyed that episode where he showed up. That was a lot of fun, but I can't base this guy on that alone. I'm gonna go D tier. I think I need a little bit more information to enjoy him more, but when he shows up, I think he's alright. But other than that, it's very, very rare that he shows up at all. Oh, okay. I come back with an update. And then I do believe this is Ozymandias from Watchmen. I have only read the original comic, but Ozymandias is good. I like Ozymandias. I think B tier. Lady Deathstrike. Not very good in the movie she was in. Just kind of forgettable. I can't say she's an F tier. Maybe I can. I don't know enough. I'm gonna say E. I'm gonna stick with E. Mirror Master. Mirror Master's a goofball. He's one of those characters that's just like, wow, he's an aged comic book character, but he's fun. Mirror Master doesn't really get too much praise, but I'm gonna put him in D tier. Prometheus. We need more Prometheus in stories. I haven't read too much, but I like Prometheus, but I can't, like, we just need more Prometheus. You know? I want to see more from him. I think there's untapped potential with this character. I'm gonna go with D tier. I like Prometheus. Actually, we're gonna knock Mirror Master down. I can't give Mirror Master a D. The Mandarin. Very good in the movie. I really like him in the movie. Other than that, questionable villain otherwise. Classic Iron Man villain, but like, wow, that's you guys really made that character, huh? Unfamiliar. We're just gonna get those out of the way. Unfamiliar. I know this guy, forgot his name, but I don't know enough about him. Despero, don't really know him that much and don't know him. The rest of these guys, actually, who is this? I thought that was the Penguin, don't know who that is. Mysterio. Very, 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 very good villain in the movie, especially, and I love him in the comic books. One of the best design in comics. We're gonna go A tier. Electro, all the same reasons. Mysterio's a little bit higher, but they're all A tier. Electro's great. Electro's really good. I have said before, I like villains that are just evil for the sake of being evil, but I don't like carbon copies of characters. Like Abomination. I guess Reverse Flash does kind of break that a little bit. And I guess Black Adam. But they have a whole lot more character to them. Carnage is just like munch, munch, crunch. And I'm not a big fan of that. But I do respect Carnage. We're gonna go D tier. Nah, Carnage gets a little bit more than that. Parallax. I liked when Hal Jordan was Parallax. Very, very unique storyline though. They just kind of got rid of Hal for like a really long time. Parallax, we're gonna go D tier. Omni-Man. I haven't read all of Invincible, but Omni-Man is a very complex character. I'm gonna say Omni-Man gets a C. So far, he's not really won me over in terms of the show. In the show, he hasn't done a lot. I think the people that like Omni-Man that have only seen the show haven't really seen Omni-Man yet. So, sorry, Omega Red. Kind of suck. I'm Red a lot, but Omega Red's not that cool. Alright, this is my list. Would I change anything now that we are here? I think the S tier, all these guys deserve to be an S tier. Black Adam might be a little bit of a meme. I'm probably going to bump Black Adam down to A. And we're going to bump Ultron down to an A. Alright, hope you guys did enjoy this. Let me know if I am correct or if I am completely wrong. I fully understand that I like some characters more than others, and that's how our tier list is. Like, I'm sorry that Doc Ock is down here with, like, Bane and MODOK. But that's just how I roll. I'll leave a link to this if you guys want to do this yourself, and I would love to see what you guys think if you want to take the time to rank all these. There are 100 of these, so I understand if you don't want to do that. But let me know. Alright guys, take care. Peace.